If you put a 9-volt on your anus, you
my
can actually
God.
taste it in the back of your mouth.
Saturday, June 27th, 6:35 in the evening. This is Razor Wire. Fitz, we are going to have to say "we told you so" a lot tonight, I think. It's going to be one of those nights.
Yeah, I think you're right. That might be the title of the show. Which, no one's going to listen to it if we title it that, but you're right. You're right. You're totally right.
You know what? But don't we deserve it, though? I feel like we kind of deserve it.
Every once in a while, you gotta just, you know what? I'm rewatching Breaking Bad, right? I think I told you that. Brilliant series.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just fantastic. And there's a scene where they're, Jesse and Walt are out cooking, and they just fucking kill it, right? They nail everything. They get the blue stuff right, and they're just kind of out there in the middle of nowhere, and they just sit on a couple of lawn chairs and eat Fritos or whatever, and it's just like this moment of, you don't need shit in the world. You just need to like say, I'm in control of my own destiny here. I'm doing my own shit. I'm doing what I want, and fuck everyone else. That's kind of how I have been feeling lately. Of just like, we're doing our thing over here. We're putting out a solid show. I know we are. I know people are listening. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we do get to sit in our lawn chairs and gloat a little bit tonight.
I kind of like that. It also sets us up for some nice episode artwork. So I'm thinking this might be a thing.
There you go.
This might be a thing.
There you go.
So what are we referring to? New York continued its communist ways. The narrative where everything is happy and everything's all about Iran and, oh my gosh, we won, and the 4th of July is coming, America's 250th this year. That all flipped over seemingly overnight to a very heavily pushed communist narrative, which we've been saying this is the direction of the Democratic Party for since 2023, 2024, when especially when all the draconian measures were taken during COVID. We've been on this for quite a while.
Yeah, I want to say it was even earlier, 2022. I mean, when you started having Kamalama Ding Dong and AOC and these kinds of people talking about things like free healthcare, forgiving all student loan debt, the rumblings had been there for a while. And, Bernie went down that road, right? I mean, a few years ago, but it was easy enough to laugh him off, right? We could laugh him. But then Biden won, allegedly won in 2020. And I feel like that's when this movement's momentum picked up, and we started talking about it then. So yeah, it's been a while. And again, it's really hard to not just say, hey, we're not just putting this out for entertainment purposes. We're actually worried about this. And then now to see what's happening today, that's tough.
Yeah. And honestly, we're not the only ones who are seeing it either. I mean, it's all over the place. But the huge coming out party that the Democrats, Socialist of America, have had, and how the Democrats are fractured is almost comical. We've got a great we've got some James Carville coming up a little bit later. Where now he's crying. Now he
lost
his
upset. Shit.
Yeah. Even though he pretty much helped set everything into motion. So we've got to get to that. We've got to get to all that.
Yeah. Yep.
Europe is on fire. They've got so much heat, Fitz. It's over 90 degrees, and they've got riots over fans and ACs, and they're going,
and it's melting the stoplights. It's melting the stoplights. That one killed me. I'm like, are you making these stoplights out of like sneaker rubber? What do you make?
I looked into some of that stuff, and
it's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
It's fucking ridiculous. I called it out every time I saw it. I'm like, that is not from the fucking heat.
No.
That's even cheap plastic doesn't melt at 105 degrees. Come on.
And we know shit that melts in the summertime. We grew up in Arizona.
Yeah.
And we've lived through 122 degrees where airplanes are on the tarmac and they're sinking into the tarmac. So,
Yeah.
no, we don't want to fucking hear anything about it. But Germany is going door to door removing people's AC units. Found that fascinating.
Gestapo part 2.
The AC brown shirts are coming to a home near you.
Show us your papers and your AC. What the hell? Oh, I never thought I'd see that, dude. Okay.
No,
All right.
no, we've got a banger tonight. We got to get into some massive earthquake information. Just the news has been brutal, and nobody's covering this stuff either. Venezuela, I think I checked earlier today. They still have 1,000 people missing, or no,
no.
that they've confirmed dead, and then
Yes,
they're still missing
exactly.
tons. Yeah.
Oh, 10,000 at least missing. At least.
Yeah,
it's brutal. And the shit of it, and I will get into this. I'm not going to get in the weeds here, I promise, but I will get into there were many pre-earthquake signals that officials ignored. They could have cleared every one of those high-rise buildings. They could have told people to find refuge in lower buildings. They could have told everyone to get outside for the next couple hours. It wasn't a terribly bad weather night, so they could have just said, hey, party in the streets or whatever, but they didn't. They ignored all the signals. So we'll get into that too. This has to become mainstream science here. It actually is. It's just no one's paying attention to it, so we'll get into that.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into first beers. What do you have over there?
Okay, I don't know what the fuck I have here, McShane. I'm told that this mystery beer is a Monkless. Okay, and I'm not saying my wife is lying. I'm saying I know what Monkless makes, right? They make Belgian ales. They make farmhouse Belgian ales. They make doubles. They make triples. They make quads. They run the gambit, but they pretty much specifically stick to Belgian ales, right? That's their thing, and they're fantastic at it. I don't want them to change, but I poured this thing out, and it poured a dark brown, and almost it has some like a maroon hue to it, and I'm smelling first of all, I'm smelling the booze. It's a high ABV. I'm gonna guess 10 plus before I've even tasted it. And I'm also getting, so I'm thinking it's a quad, and I'm also getting some kind of a fruit, and I want to say cherry, could be raspberry, I don't know, but this thing is an anomaly. This is not your typical Monkless here. Let's give it a run. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, that's a heavy way to start the night off. I'm curious
Oh,
how it's going to go. Uh-oh.
woo! Holy, it's gasoline. Ha ha ha. Holy shit.
All right.
That is a burner, dude. That is a burner. Lot of booze up front. Lot of, there's some kind of fruit in there. You know what? Right there. What's that one you just had? Curtain closer. A quintuple? Are you fucking kidding me?
Quintuple ale aged on raspberries and cocoa.
Okay, so I'm not getting any of the cocoa here at all. But the raspberry, yes, for sure. Let me take one more sip here.
Okay. I mean, they could be anywhere in there. This isn't, these guys are pretty wild, so they'll do.
Holy crap, dude. I don't know. Let's do the unsheathing here. Let's see what we got.
It's a can.
Shot in the dark. Yeah, it's a can. Yep. Holy shit, we got it.
Got it right.
I'm glad you had that up on the scene. Yeah, it's the curtain closer. I'm glad you had that up on the screen. I've never heard of this one. A quintuple, a quintuple Belgian. Wow. Let's see. This thing is 11.6%. Woo! Gonna be a good night for Fitz.
So I'm gonna be editing the second half of the show.
Possibly.
All right.
Possibly. You don't know. Maybe this is gonna fire me up. You know, sometimes these things pucker my butthole in just the right way, and and I'm on fire.
Sometimes it happens. It's okay.
Yeah, they used Belgian candy syrup to kindle a higher ABV for our Abbey yeast to dance with the resulting. The dances are resulted in a Belgian-style ale, smooth enough to make your senses tremble. A quintuple is less of a beer style and more of a lifestyle anyway. No shit. Go ahead, close the curtains, and indulge yourself. All right. If, McShane, if my pants don't make it through this episode, I'm going to keep the camera off, okay? I promise you that.
It sounds like a plan.
Okay. Anyway, how cool is that you had that up on the screen and we guessed it? I would have never guessed that. I've never had this one before. That's crazy.
I like it.
Yep.
All right.
What do you got?
Well, I subscribed to something, and I'm going to give these guys their day in court and see how they do. This is called Beer Drop. It's actually a beer service, and what I'm trying to do is cut down on the amount of money I spend on beers a month, because I've cut back quite a bit on how much I drink anyway. So I figured I wanted to see how I can get bang for my buck. On Memorial Day, I signed up for this and used one of their codes, and it only cost me $25. So it was $25. I think it was 8 beers. I'm gonna have 2 of them tonight, but it's gonna allow me to get a little bit better reach, around the country. So I'm.
Is this something they send it to you, or you?
Yeah, they do.
You go pick it up, or okay.
Yep, they send it. The only problem is, you got to be there so that you can sign for it. So you got to have somebody 21 or over to go ahead and sign for it. So I'm not going to swear by these guys yet, but if this goes well, I will reach out to them and see if we can't get some codes and maybe get sponsorship, stuff like that. So
full sponsorship,
we'll see how this goes. But I was really, really happy with one of the beers I was able to get right out of the gate was from Dew Claw Brewing, which we don't get out here.
Oh, nice.
That's the whole point. So this is Sour Me Watermelon Cherry Sour Ale. And let's see here. We got a little bit of a story here. Candy aisle cravings meet the Sour Me series. Out of the box into the glass like you dumped both sides of the cardboard box in your mouth. Tilt your head back with each sip as tart cherry and juicy watermelon flavors burst. It's a 5.5. I'm expecting an easy sour. And let's see. Okay, watermelon nerds. You remember that smell?
Oh yeah.
That's
not terrible.
Exactly. And I think, okay, the watermelon and cherry, was that the combination for nerds? Because remember nerds, they had the box.
Yeah, you had the blue raspberry and something else, and then I think the other one was like raspberry and watermelon or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, we might have to look that up, because I do think they're going after nerds here. And they're not saying it; they obviously can't say it, but I think that's what they're going for. But the smell, the nose of it is for sure watermelon nerd. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Dry sour. Not sweet at all. It's definitely a mix of the watermelon and the cherry. Cherry comes out on top. The nose is the watermelon. Not real pleasant. Not what I was expecting.
Not pleasant in the
I was
on the way down, or the mouthfeel, or what?
Mouth feels dry, which is fine for a sour. That's not a big deal. But I was expecting a super sour, candy-like finish, and it's a dry sour. It's almost closer to, honestly, kind of a European sour, if I had to find one, just because it's so dry. I'm missing the candy.
Is it real fizzy?
No. Flat.
No.
I mean, it's got some carbonation to it. The mouthfeel's got a little bit of carbonation, so it's a little poppy in that respect, but it's it's totally drinkable. But we'll see how it warms up. Maybe there's something else to it. I did just pull it out of the fridge, so that's some of it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, let it warm up a little.
I'm not half-assing it on the glasses, so we're good in that respect. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you to everyone in chat tonight. Duchess of Boomer Bunker podcast. You guys got to check them out. They actually broadcast twice a week, and you never know what you're going to get. It's news. They're all over the place. She and John are fantastic. You guys should definitely check them out. They broadcast on YouTube, and you guys can download them. Awesome stuff. Lisa, thank you for joining us. Rubio and the Tramp tonight. the you have to you got to follow. I'm waiting for Elisa for next week. She's got one that she's brewing up, a meme involving Rubio, which is fantastic. I'm not going to let it out of the bag. You can go to Razor Wire Chat. You can look back over the day. You'll figure it out pretty quick, but it's fantastic.
Yep.
The new center right. I think that's Scott Wiener, isn't it?
That is Wiener.
Scott Wiener.
Wiener, who was just disgraced today, which we should probably get into that too.
That was awkward. That was really,
yeah.
I won't say it was
that was weird.
I kind of enjoyed watching him get crucified.
Oh,
it's like Frankenstein's monsters out of the gate, and you can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's all over.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and Frankenstein still's trying to say no. He's okay. He's peaceful. He's not a monster. As he's tearing people's heads off.
Yeah, exactly. Or ripping dicks off, or whatever that crew was doing that day. I think that's got to be Aaron, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
All right. We're going to go with Aaron, and we'll see how the comments go. Those are our guesses out of the gate. So let's just get this out of the way. Let's just do it. Can we get the whole communism business done for the evening?
Yeah, let's do it. You know, what was funny is, was that Monday? I think you sent a text to Hefe and I, and you basically were like, I'm going to try not to get too heavy on the communist stuff this week. And then all this shit drops, and it was like, well, you know, it's like
we're talking
like
about communists again.
Like, yeah, no more. I'm never going to touch the stuff again. And then you know, his buddies show up knocking at the door with 3 bottles of Everclear and 12 6-packs, and he's like, okay, one more time.
Yeah,
one more.
Exactly. And then the meth comes out, and there's hookers and blow, and suddenly
off you go.
Yep. Them Donnie-backed lefties sweep in NYC congressional primaries as socialist mayor's influence grows to D.C. That is the New York Post headline, and they hate Israel, they hate America, they're going to rent freeze, they're going to open borders, and everything they can possibly do to pretty much take down New York. That's where we're at now, and it's been an amazing few days. The internet has gone. We've completely split. I think we finally completely split. You have the far left, which is the majority of the left now, and then you've got everybody else on the right who's just like, okay, we're here. This is it. So I full go.
I'm gonna push back a little bit on what you just said. I don't think the majority of lefties are communist freaks. I think these are the loudest, but I do think that they are the minority. Now, in New York, they may be the majority, and they're certainly the majority that are voting. But I think across the country, just like you and I, just like a lot of people, I think most people are moderates in many ways, and there's a lot we can agree on. You know, you go to any large sporting event, you know, with, let's say, 20,000 plus people, and you might have 2 or 3 fights break out, and it's usually over a girl or because someone had too much beer. It's not because someone's like, fuck Trump, or I want communists in my neighborhood. It's not. I think 90% of us are in the middle, but we're quiet because we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. It's the 10% minority that are the loudest and the most freakish and the most absurd. And because they're absurd and they know their shit is crazy, they have to be loud. And you know what was kind of fascinating to watch on this, and correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm curious to get your take on this, but I was thinking about it. You know, you have your deepest thoughts either shower, shitting, or sleeping, right? And I happen to be showering. You all thought I was going to say shitting. And I was thinking, remember the big backlash when the Tea Party came into being? And I think Trump was, I'm not saying he's a Tea Party guy, but I'm saying he came out of that really big backlash to the traditional GOP, right? The grand old party had lost its ways. It was so hawkish on war. It was so hawkish on just fuck the environment. Let's just give business everything they want. And this other movement came up out of the ground, out of the earth, and it was called the Tea Party. And again, there were some things about the Tea Party I agreed with. A lot of it I didn't. And Trump was kind of born out of that. I kind of feel like the equal and opposite reaction, right, if we're talking physics, is now this leftist, far left movement in the Democratic Party, because the Democrats are looking around going, we're fucked. We can't, Trump is taking over everything and we can't compete with that. So now we have to go super crazy. It's their own version of the Tea Party, I guess is what I'm trying to say. What are your thoughts on that?
I could see that. But this seems to me way more extreme, because we're talking about straight up communist. We're not just talking about
Agreed.
patriotism and extreme patriotism, shut down all my borders. We're not. It seems way more extreme to me. But I'm also conservative at this point too, so I could be a homer in that respect. So I can see it. I can definitely see where you're coming from on that, and I do agree to a point. It's just the extremes to me are so different. Let me tell you where I'm at on this now, because there's an incredible number, and I was looking up before the show, so I'm going to say this, and I may be wrong. I may have to retract it later, but 60%. I think it was actually more than that. I think it was more like 70% of Democrats did not come out and vote in their primaries in New York.
Exactly.
And because of that, you have the DSA, the Democrat Socialist of America, dominating, kicking out 5-time incumbents. Okay.
Yep.
If you are not denouncing this stuff, you're condoning it. That's where I am now. And I can't walk that back yet. I haven't seen enough of people caring on the left, the Democrats, which I still think we're still 80s Democrats. I mean, I feel it still.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too. Yep.
There's no one denouncing this shit, though, except for 15 whole Democrat House members that have come out and signed their patriot promise.
Yeah.
Even though each of them did not back the SAVE Act when it was signed in the House. So
Right.
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. Yeah, I'm at that point, though. If you're not speaking out against it, if you don't have a problem with this, if you're cozying it up to it with it, Hakeem Jeffries,
Yeah.
Cory Booker.
No, and I actually
you're
agree with
condoning
you. I actually agree with you 100% on that. I'm with you on that. I think if you're not condoning it, you are you're absolutely, with them. You're not doing anything to stop it. I guess to my point, 70% didn't show up. And so I don't think it takes me back to 2016. You had Trump, who was saying some crazy shit, or you had Hillary. There's no, I mean, a lot of people didn't show up for that vote because there's no good candidate there. Not at all.
At the time, there wasn't.
I think
no,
Trump
you're
has proven us a little bit wrong on that,
Yeah,
that I
I
think
agree.
he was probably the better pick than we thought at the time. But mainstream media was still a thing back then. And so we were believing all the bullshit about him, the Russia collusion and the fact that he was eating children or whatever people believe. So, but you have in New York, if I'm a Democrat in New York and they're offering up either more of the same, this 5-time incumbent who hasn't done shit for me lately.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately? Or these radical fucking communists. I'm not showing up. I'm not voting for either of them. But like you said, that means then that whoever does show up, which is the radicals, the crazies, they're the ones that are going to get their candidate in. And that's also not okay.
I think I said this a while back. I remember us talking about this because there was actually when Mamdani got in, and his competition was what the fuck is that? The Angels, Civic Angels. What the hell are they?
Yeah.
In New York?
Hell's Angels.
No, not the Hells Angels.
Wasn't
guy.
he part of the Hells Angels, and then he sort of
No,
did an offshoot?
No, it was the.
He wore the beret.
I forget what it is. Yeah. Well, yeah,
That guy,
he did.
yeah.
Guardian Angels. Thank you, Duchess. Thank you.
Yeah,
So
Guardian
Guardian
Angels.
Angels.
Not
and then
Hells
you had-
Angels. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the other jackass who I can't remember his name either. But so you had zero representation from the Republican Party that could have. Yeah, thank you, Curtis Sliwa. It's a terrible name.
Sliwa, yeah.
It's not even an electable name. Anyway, change it.
Yeah. Change it, you bastard.
you didn't have anybody there that was respectable, right? You just didn't. So Mamdani ended up winning. I don't understand why in New York of all places, you would think Republicans would want to hold New York, but they don't. So it's kind of the same concept.
Or at least some moderate Republican or Democrats.
Something that's not corrupt.
Yeah.
Hefe, you've had a...
What's up?
Hey, are you, how big is your World Cup boner?
Oh, man.
Is it World Cup sized?
If your boner was a country, which one would it be? Because you can do that because it's the World Cup. You have 48 countries to choose from. Like Brazil?
Russia? China?
China?
Russia and China are not in the World Cup, but we can give it to you because you're Hefe.
Yeah. You know,
Leave it to Hefe to pick the two countries that aren't in, but whatever.
I'm glad you, well, you didn't necessarily mean World Cup countries. You didn't specify, but anyway, I'm glad you brought up the World Cup. Because, I mean, the word savant is so overused, but I think it applies here. I really do.
Take your bow. For everybody who doesn't know, Hefe is a what did we term you the other day? What was it, a precision sports prognosticator or something?
Sure.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
You probably put degenerate in there somewhere too.
You could, but we choose not to.
We're going to overlook that part. The other 90% of the time where you're not winning, but go ahead.
Yeah.
So walk us through, because you took a massive swing and it paid off. So congratulations. We don't have to get into numbers, but how many did you get right out of that? Out of the first group, did you call like 10?
It was 11 legs. Yeah.
Jesus.
11.
And there wasn't a whole lot to it. I took all favorites.
Okay. So you did win for some chalk, but it still paid off.
But I did pick and choose. You know, there were some red flags that because there were 16 groups.
Right.
So there were some that I cherry picked that said, I don't really trust this favorite so much. And again, I'm not a soccer fan. It's not like I study this stuff. So there was a considerable amount of luck. But 11 legs of group winners, and England was the last leg of that 11-pronged octopus. And they came through today.
All right. Well, congratulations. That's gonna be really, really nice.
That was huge. I'll tell you, you inspired me to start betting on sports, because I don't watch sports much.
Yeah.
And so, maybe there's some savant in me.
There might be. I mean, if you want a little savant in you, we can meet up and show you a thing or two.
Coming.
That's
no homo.
That's going down. Yeah,
no homo.
That's going down a road I'm not sure I want to. I didn't mean that kind of savant.
Fitz, do you get Kalshi or the other one, Polymarket?
No, I never
Fitz.
use those.
No, Fitz, do you get them up there? Because I think that might be legal for you if you were trying to get.
Oh yeah, they're legal here. Yeah, they're definitely.
All right.
I have access to them. Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. The only problem with those, you can't do parlays and stuff like that. The real degenerate stuff. You can't really hammer at those. 3.6 million soccer goers for World Cup. That was pretty. It's a world record.
It's a world record.
It's never been that. It's never been that high, and it's absolutely amazing.
Well, and remember all of the, naysayers out there were like, don't go to the U.S. It's a police state.
They're all racist. They'll all hate you.
They're all racist. You're not going to be welcome there. They're going to hate you. They're not going to want your money. And yet that many people ignored that because it's, again, mainstream media bullshit. And on top of it, we have had almost overwhelming, glowing reviews of the United States. And we talked about it the last couple of weeks. The German guy, there's a bunch of Scottish guys, the Tartan Army that are, it's just so great to see. And they are so overwhelmed by all the amazing things we have here in this country. I mean, we truly are with all of our problems, we're the best country on the planet, and I think we're proving it right now.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good World Cup.
Yep.
And it's still rolling too. So we still have
yeah.
what, 3 weeks of this, 4 weeks of this, or something crazy. I mean, it's gonna be a long.
Yeah.
There's a lot too. I know we're into the knockout rounds too. I know this is not a soccer podcast. But,
that's the cool thing too. I noticed. I didn't realize this, but there's an ad. Well, they have the games on out in the pit, and they showed that tomorrow is the first game of the knockout round. So there's no breaks. They just keep steamrolling through it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Did you see that one soccer player is like, we don't get any downtime. There's too much space between all the stadiums and we have to travel. I'm like, dude,
shut the fuck up.
A, you're a paid athlete. So shut the fuck up and do what you have to do. B, every other athlete has to go through exactly what you're going through. So it's not like they get an unfair advantage. And C, you're sitting on a fucking bus or on a fucking plane. And I'm not saying travel isn't stressful, but come on. It's not physically taxing, especially if you're a world-class athlete. Shut the fuck up, you little ninny.
Yeah.
Well, and especially when you look at the rest of our soccer, or not, well, okay, for one, our soccer leagues play often. They still travel an incredible amount. The NBA, they're traveling every night. They're playing back-to-back games. Granted, the NBA is rigged. The NFL, the NFL's rigged too, but they travel all the time, right? Baseball, you're in 3 cities a week, unless you're at home. So, what do you want, right? You guys, seriously, it's just fun.
The U.S. is a big place. You got to take the time to travel around to get from place to place. Yeah, I mean, as of now, we don't have any technology that allows us to teleport. So, yeah, you got to get on a plane or a bus and fucking sit there for a while. Listen to some music, listen to a podcast, do some stretches. You'll be fine.
I got a podcast I can recommend, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah?
Exactly.
What's the name of that podcast? What was it, Hefe?
Razor Wire.
There you go.
Hey, guess how many hands I've dealt tonight?
Shameless. Oh, you've dealt
0.
1.
Ooh,
1. I opened a table, it stood dead. Went to the next table, it stood dead. Went to roulette, and this couple showed up at the 18-minute mark. So I bought them in and gave them 1 spin, and then I got pushed out. Okay, so it's all uphill from here.
You got roulette out of the way, though. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, well, that's done and done.
Yeah, no more dead spreads for you. I'm calling it right now. The rest of the night's going to be jam-packed. You're going to be so busy. You're going to almost forget about the farm report.
Oh, speaking of, we got a farm report tonight that, well, I don't want to give anything away, but it's informative and scary.
Okay.
Like usual.
Those are my favorites. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Hefe, do you have any comments on this video I'm going to play now? I think I showed it to you during the week.
Raising the world's first flock of gay sheep on his farm in Germany. 51-year-old Michael Stucke has a herd of 21 gay rams on his farm in Lohna, North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany, where he lives with his husband. The farm's breeder says the rams are attracted to other males, saying they court each other, mount each other, and ignore the ewes. Studies have shown that around 8% of rams are gay, and that between 18 to 22% are bisexual. Michael explained that regulations dictate that there must be 1 ram per 50 ewes, and that ram is expected to produce offspring. If that ram is gay, they won't, and often that ram will end up at the slaughterhouse. Wanting to change this, Michael bought 21 gay rams from breeders and started rainbow wool with a friend. The wool collected from the sheep is used to create LGBTQ+ themed merch, like caps, patches, and shoelaces. Profits from the products goes to the Federation Queer Diversity in Germany, which helps various LGBTQ+ causes. The farm's sheep breeder, Klaus Louis Hahn, says, "The initiative is great because the rams can live a happy life with their peers and be their true selves." Michael has said the process benefits the sheep and the community. In such a conservative industry like farming, this is a revolution and truly special. Michael, who is a member of Germany's Gay Farmer Network, also hopes the project will change stereotypes around the farming industry, saying, "Out here in the countryside, we're more open-minded than some might think."
I've got one word for that. Bingo. Got it. Left to right, diagonal. Right there next to the free space. I had that.
Dude, that's a blackout. Yeah, I got the entire card filled. Look, I've been saying that the the NFL team known as the Rams. I've been saying that they're gay for a long time, and this says
They are.
18 to 20% of them. All right, so right there is proof. The Rams are gay.
Yeah.
Look, I think. Well, Hefe, what are your comments? Because I know you're gonna have to leave. I have a couple thoughts on this, but go ahead.
No, I really don't have anything. I'm just it boggles the mind. These
They had me
news
found a home.
stories there.
Sorry, I cut you off. What
They're
did you
just
say?
yeah. No, they're like half the shit seems made up. Like what was that game where they just I don't know, forget. But anyway, it just seems like they're just pulling shit out of their ass and just throwing it out there for people to digest and believe. And I don't know. It's just really, I don't know. Go ahead, Fitz. Go let her rip.
No, I mean, I first of all, I don't think any of us would have a problem with the fact that these two guys are running a gay farm, or
Not
that
at
they're
all.
saving these, that they're saving these rams from slaughter. I mean,
No.
plenty of other rams go to slaughter. We get to eat them. So fine, you're saving 15 or 20 of them so that they can all have gay sex out in your fields. I don't care. That doesn't affect me whatsoever.
Not at all.
And to pretend that there has to be some sort of gay coalition for farmers. I know for a fact that there were lots of farmers who went out in the barn and went ahead and gave each other reach arounds, and they hid it from their wives and their families. And they had, they had some gay feelings.
Like any other profession, absolutely.
Like any other profession, exactly. So to say that this is new or that we're being somehow progressive because we have gay farmers now, shut the fuck up. This is nothing new. It's just out in the open now. And you have rainbows on everything. So what? And yeah, is there gay sex that happens out in the animal world? Fuck yeah. Guys are
All
horny.
the time.
Guys are animals. We are horny all the time. And some of us are willing to cross that line. Some of us are not. And so this isn't newsworthy.
Doing a lot of good work here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel real good
Lots
about
of
all that.
work. Now I'm going to save that one till you come back. Yep, you're going to have to wait on that one, Hefe.
Until I do what on your back?
I'm gonna
Oh.
save this story.
Hey,
for
oh.
you
Hot
here.
yogurt. Hot yogurt.
God.
All right, I'm gonna go back to work.
All right, man. It's gonna be a banger.
Nice. All right, we'll see you guys in an hour.
Later.
All right. let's throw it out to AOC, who is a Democrat socialist.
Yeah, she is.
How do you see that? Because you're a democratic socialist yourself.
I mean, I think that the one thing that we know is that the Republican Party's brand is fear. And they have to constantly churn what they want people to be afraid of socialists, to be afraid of immigrants, to be afraid of women, to be afraid of, they constantly want Americans in fear of somebody. Because if you are not afraid of someone who is your neighbor, you're going to realize who's actually pickpocketing you. And that is the large corporations that are engaged in profiteering and jacking up your prices for no good reason. It's going to be in this administration that is engaged in record levels of swindling, thefts, tariffs, your housing. And so this is kind of their new thing of the day. But I think that people are feared out. I think that everyone's nerves are shot in constantly being taught and told of what country, person, community to be afraid of. And they just want a solution. They want their groceries to be more affordable. They want to figure out how we're going to get health care. They want our housing to get under control. And I think that we're ready for an affirmative vision and we're ready for an affirmative agenda.
You know what I love about that is
She's
that
normalizing it.
well, no, that grocery prices skyrocketed during Biden.
Yeah.
Housing got out of control during
Inflation
Biden.
went 9% higher under Biden. Yeah.
During Biden. And and again, they throw out these things that, for you and I, we can be like, shut the fuck up. You're so full of shit. When she's like,
you
yeah,
keep
this
receipts.
administration's pickpocketing you. And yeah, but there's nothing behind it. She can just throw out these terms. They're pickpocketing you. They're taking your money. They're stealing from you. And it's like, hold on, who had Doge? Who came out and found a lot of our tax dollars being pissed away on honestly ridiculous things that we can all agree are ridiculous? Who did that? That wasn't Biden. That wasn't Obama. It's like everybody right now, everyone's like, oh, it's Trump. He's doing this. He does that. I had a discussion today with somebody that, oh, now, did you see what he is doing with the reflecting pool, that he is putting up fences around the reflecting? Trump's not making that decision. The fucking parks staff are making that decision because there's
and
idiot...
why are they making that decision? Why are they making the decision?
Right, because there's idiot fucking vigilantes
Domestic
going out there
terrorists.
and trying to ruin something. Yes, domestic terrorists, exactly. And so he's the figurehead. He's the one out there that's talking and quote unquote telling us these lies. I get it. But he is not making these day-to-day executive decisions on the fucking reflecting pool or on housing. He's putting people in place that he thinks will do a better job on housing or do a better job with the economy or the markets. But he is not making these decisions day to day. He doesn't have fucking time for that. It's just, again, they're just throwing out stuff with no factual basis to them at all. She can just go on a national stage like this with her beautiful breasts and say dumb shit. And the left just goes, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. He's not. He is not. He's trying to fix these things. At least that's what I believe. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe in 15 years we'll look back and be like, Jesus Christ, man, Trump was the worst ever. But right now, I truly feel like he's trying to bring America out of the pits of some awful policies.
Well, this is what one of the this is Democrat nominee for New York 7, Claire Valdez, on the Bituation Room. What a fantastic name!
That's perfect.
Room.
It's perfect.
Well, when you hear these two,
yeah, exactly.
My hot take is we need to abolish pre-check. I've got like a million beefs with the airline industry and the process of having to fly. We need to like nationalize the airline industry. But let's start by abolishing
nationalizing the airline industry. That's good stuff right there.
Because everything else that we've nationalized in every other country around the world, that seems to go really well.
I'm from the government.
What do people
I'm
pay
here to help.
Yeah, exactly. Reagan's famous quote. You know, what do they pay in taxes in Canada and in Europe where medicine is socialized? Yeah, that's going great. So look, we all pay for airlines, which only about 20 to 25% of us actually use, either for work or pleasure on any given day.
Here's the Mamdani-endorsed Aber Quas, who won the Democrat primary for state Senate seat in New York.
And so and finding that the system of capitalism and racism and white supremacy, etc., and Islamophobia have all been used, to colonize lands, right, to take resources from other people. And so this is like a long trajectory, and we're just seeing the manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, attack, right, if we look back historically, right, a lot of us come from lands that were colonized, lands where wars are being waged, right, a lot of times because of U.S. policy or the policies in Europe. And so I find that we can connect over that, but then also that the idea that we have to apologize for a terror attack that a couple of people did, and then there is no apology.
Just a couple people. Just a couple people.
The reparations for genocides and for slavery, etc., is something that I kind of find reprehensible.
I hate when people think they're smart and they're talking like they're smart and they use the word etc.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's funny that she's reverse engineering history here. She's saying that we're somehow justifying slavery and occupation,
even though we ended it. Well,
hold on, but we're justifying that by 9/11 when slavery and sort of white aggression, if you can call it that, back in the 16, 17, 1800s. That all happened way before 9/11, you stupid idiot. She's reverse engineering history, and it doesn't make sense.
doesn't
look,
make sense to us who know our history, but
Right.
to the retards that went out and voted with their
Yeah.
Gender studies degree, it makes perfect
Yeah.
sense because they can't remember anything 5 minutes prior.
Well, and they weren't taught anything correct. They were taught about gender studies. They weren't taught about actual history. The occupation in Iraq, the occupation in Afghanistan, I'm a 100% not behind any of that also, you fucking idiot. But I'm not going to vote for socialism everywhere and that all people of color should instantly take over government because we somehow wronged some other culture. You're saying that causation is somehow directly related to that, and it's not. It just because things are correlated doesn't mean that they caused each other. And that's their whole platform right there is a lie. It's a basis. It's based on lies.
But that's what they do, though. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
Because that's
They're
all
not
they
gonna say
have.
Anything truthful.
That's all
they're
they
gonna,
have.
They're gonna. Well, here, let's just play this. You know, anybody who's not a Trump fan is probably gonna hate the hell of this. But let's just start this off because I think this actually summarizes her point pretty well. This was a talk that he gave. It was the other day, and I can't remember where it was at. I think it was a Freedom Coalition or something.
Yep.
Communism is very easy to sell. It destroys everything, but it's very easy. I'll be honest, I think I'd be the greatest communist in history. I'd give free rent. Ladies and gentlemen, from now on, you don't have to pay any rent. From now on, anybody wants a house, don't worry about it. Just pick the house you want. Everybody gets free food. Everything is free from this point forward. Everyone's going to vote for me. The problem is, after 2 or 3 years, the country is a disaster area. The country fails. They always do. It always does. So easy to sell. That first year, boy, you're the most popular. It's happening right now in New York and California. But you'll start living in squalor. You'll live in squalor. There will be no food. There will be no housing. There will be no military. There will be no law and order. There will be no nothing. There will be no nothing. You'll be a third world inhabitant in every way, and everyone will suffer or die. You'll suffer or die. That's what happens.
You can like him, love him, whatever. It doesn't matter. He's on point. He's right. There isn't one
not wrong.
communist country that survived. There isn't. He's absolutely
Well, China survived, but they're part of the free market economy.
They're part of the free market economy.
The only reason they're still alive is because we welcome them in to our dollars, our economy. That's the only reason, period.
And they have squalor pretty much everywhere. They have ghost
and
cities.
Police
They
control.
have people living on the streets. They have kids that have no jobs. It's an absolute mess. Russia isn't any better. Cuba is a godforsaken hellhole.
They're stuck in the 40s, 50s.
Venezuela, we've already seen that. We'll talk about that later in the earthquakes. Colombia, it's all over. It doesn't fucking work. Oh, and it also leads to hundreds of millions of people dying.
Yep.
And the Democrats have attached themselves to two of the most violent, misguided political ideologies that there is. And if they don't do something about it, if the party doesn't say, nah, you guys are fucking out of here. You guys are going to you're the socialists now. Go over here, go sit in the fucking corner, vote however you want, but you're not part of us. Unless they do that, they're condoning it. That's where I'm at. I can't get past it.
Yep, I agree. And I look, I'm gonna be very careful how I say this. I'm gonna say it and then we can move on. But the very people that you're trying to give free shit to also tend to be the most violent.
Yes.
So when you start giving free shit to them, and like he said, Trump said, you're very popular in the first year. Everything's great. I got a bunch of free shit. I will never forget that woman who was on national TV and Obama won back in whatever it was, 2000. And she was like, oh my God, I'm finally going to get my free car. I mean, she was convinced Obama was going to buy everybody in the community a free car and give them housing, which of course never happened. But after that first, the honeymoon period, when those things don't happen or they don't happen to everybody, What do you think that particular population, the low income, the population that can't hold down a job, the population that can't get off of controlled substances, the population that is prone to violence, what do you think's going to happen when they don't get their free shit anymore? Because the money runs dry. Because all the rich people left or stopped paying their taxes or just said, fuck you, we're going to get our own candidate in there. What do you think's going to happen? You will go back and look at the Bolshevik Revolution. They drag your fucking ass out in the middle of the street, you, your wife, and your daughters, and they shoot you in front of everybody in the public square. That's what happens in a Bolshevik revolution. So, okay, you want to go down that road? Cool. I will not be a happy person, but I guarantee you when Mamdani gets pulled out of his mansion in New York and gets dragged through the street by an angry mob, I'm not going to be sad. No. And that's where he's headed with this.
We're going to sit here and we're going to say, I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably going to sound a lot like this.
I think your legislation on trans issues and your legislation specifically protecting queers on a sex offender registry is fantastic. I really applaud you for that, and I think you deserve to be here for that. But I think your housing policy, and specifically your housing policy aligning with Gimby's, and I think your policy, on the genocide in Gaza, it's terrible. I think you do not belong here. You do not belong here, Scott, anymore. It sucks because you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful for trans people.
That is Scott Wiener walking out of a trans San Francisco event. I think it was yesterday, and getting absolutely crucified by the people that he has supported.
Champion.
That is going to be on stereo. And however much I don't agree with him on a lot of the other things that he's done, that is going to be felt all over. We've already seen Antifa has been given massive jail time for the attack in Texas.
Yep.
100 years for the attack on the ICE agents, federal agents. This is going to get absolutely messy. And there's also, I think it was Texas, there's a left-wing activist group that popped up this week. The Community Liberation Brigade, reportedly led by an individual known as Doberman, has appeared at No Kings protests, heavily armed. They look like they're straight out of, well, they're probably cosplaying, but they look like they're out of...
Call of Duty.
They look like they're out of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They're a group formed after the Elm Fork John Brown Gun Club disbanded. So now you've got your military arm of your Communist Party. It's going to get wild. And I just want to say, I'm shocked that we haven't had any BLM-style riots yet. I know it's only the end of June. Next weekend is July 4th. Guys, keep your heads on a swivel.
100%. Could not agree more. Just, out of an abundance of caution, we should all have our heads on a swivel every day. But yeah, we have some big events coming up, and we all know they love summer because they don't like the cold. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I think that we're going to see some pretty wild shit.
George and Alex Soros have funneled $103 million into our midterms this year.
Jesus.
We've told you guys.
Yeah.
How this guy is not a foreign agent, either of them, and how they are a terrorist. They haven't been removed from anywhere.
Yeah.
They're banned. He's banned in several places in Europe, guys. When I see this is allowed, it tells me somebody still wants this to happen.
Yeah.
So is this how they win the? Do they allow this to go on, and this is how we keep the midterms? Is this why he's allowed to go and continue?
I mean, I don't have another conclusion. I don't know why else he would be allowed as a person born in Hungary who doesn't actually have any citizenship here in the U.S. I don't believe, made his fortune. And somebody just asked in chat, where's this money coming from? I mean, Soros, he was in banking. He made a shit ton of money in banking. Probably did a bunch of illegal shit.
And they overthrew they toppled the Bank of England. Yeah.
There you go. So he did a bunch of naughty shit, made a fuckload of money, and now he's simply using that money, which when you have enough of it, you can literally just, if you're smart, you live off the interest on your own money. You pay yourself with your own corporation, and then that money just keeps making more money, and then you can just spend it willy-nilly, and it never runs out, ever. And that's what he's doing. And so, I mean, but to your point, McShane, we're allowing him to, we have rules in place that allow a foreign-born non-citizen to influence our elections by propping up different candidates that he believes in. And the fact that's allowed is absurd. And it's also, you bet, exactly to your point. There is someone in our government, country, whatever, who wants that to happen so that there's actually a midterm race. And so here we are.
I'm going to call my shot on something, and this might be something I won't be able to prove 2 or 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 10 years down the road. But I think I'm wondering, taking out USAID forced.
That's cut a lot of hamstrings. Yeah.
I think it's forced the mega donors to have to come out and put more skin in the game. I think it's actually accelerated the plan by decades. If you'd had Kamala in there, they never would have had to have stepped up. This would have just kept going. And I think they had to throw a Hail Mary. So they went ahead and, he's going to throw in $103 million. This Singh character that's out in who's in China, right? The big fucking communist behind Code Pink. He's put in millions and millions of dollars. I think this just sped things up. So now they're having to put the money in, and they're just going to, fuck it, we're going to go for it now.
Yeah, and this is just the money that we're seeing pouring into PACs. This is not taking into account any money that they're paying influencers, that they're paying to have TikTok videos running, Instagram videos running, the bullshit you see on Facebook, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And again, no one's pointing at them going, how come you're not curing world hunger? How come you don't take care of the homeless problem instead of putting hundreds of $millions into failed candidates? No one's pointing at them. Only at Elon and the rest of that ilk who are right-leaning or conservative. Those are the only ones that say you should, cure world hunger. And just a quick retraction on my part. Soros did become a naturalized U.S. citizen in 1961. Thank you, chat. Always keeping us honest. Either way, he is inarguably a foreign influence, right? Anyone who was born in Hungary during World War II and grew up in post-World War II Hungary is a foreign influence. Anybody who tells you different is lying. So, citizen or not, he's got an agenda, and he's got the money to make that agenda happen. And here we are.
You can lose your citizenship.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You can be,
if you're trying to subvert the government, you're out.
You can be. Well, you can. Isn't that treason at some point?
Right. Giant question mark. Right. Why isn't that?
Just saying. It would be. It would say a lot, and it would put a lot of people in their place if you did it.
Yeah.
And somebody's not doing it. And that'd
be a shot across the bow
me as well.
Yeah.
How's that beer going?
Absolutely, exactly what I needed. It was the pick me up that has picked me up. I'm floating on cloud 9 here. Fantastic. By the way, Monkless, never had a bad beer by Monkless. Never. I can say this with all confidence. I feel like they're upping their game. I feel like they're getting even better. This is a fantastic. The raspberry is subtle. I'm still not getting any of the cacao in there at all, which is fine. don't know that cacao belongs in a Belgium. What is it? A quintuple. But that's fine. The booze, it is really boozy, but it's not unpleasant. The beer itself is so solid. Monkless just does such a good job with their recipes, their balance of the acids, the alkalins. It's fantastic. And then the raspberries just give a nice little subtle, hey, this is summer, and let's lay down in a field full of flowers, and I'll just brush your hair for a while. That's what this feels like. It's fantastic. It's so good.
You're being
my next
lulled.
beer. Yeah, I'm totally asleep in a beautiful summer day out in the grass field. It's like, I don't know, I'm up in the Swiss Alps or something. Anyway, fantastic beer. My next beer is it's got a hill to climb here. I don't think it's going to beat it. But what about you? How's your first beer going?
Lisa said, "Is the beer wearing a sundress?"
Oh no, I am. I'm wearing a
You're
sundress.
wearing a-
And hey, if I can
beer's
just be a little lewd here for a minute, I'm not wearing panties.
All right, Lisa, you've got your marching orders for a meme for Razor Wire Chat.
Fitz in a summer
quintuple
dress.
Bottle of beer, brushing Fitz's hair in a sundress with no panties. There you go.
No panties, baby. I am free balling. Oh shit! How about your beer? How's that going?
Tom Petty had a song that was free balling, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think that was his last hit before he died.
Sour me watermelon cherry. It was a sour. It was a sour.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. It didn't blow my hair back. I don't have any hair, but it didn't blow my beard back. Let's just say that.
There you go. Whatever blows your beard back. That's got to be a new quote.
I mean,
Holy
it was
shit.
fine. It was fine. I don't think it wasn't overwhelming or anything. But I'm hoping the next one is going to be. I'm hoping the next one ups the game. But I looked at it's an imperial stout that's coming up, but the ABV is a 7.5. So
that's hardly imperial.
We'll see how this goes.
Yep.
Beer 2 coming up. All right, so beer 2. Aurora Brewing Company. This is Falling Into Place. It is a 9. Well, okay. So on Aurora Brewing Company's website, brewaurora.com. They're out of New York. 9.5 ABV Imperial Pastry Stout. On the can it says 7.5.
Oh, okay.
I don't even care.
Different batches and all that, maybe.
Could be. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, it is.
That's a pretty big difference. I mean, I could see a percentage point. It's maybe half a push. I mean, I get that, but that's a lot. Our wonderful creamy and rich pastry stout, brewed with roasted dark chocolatey grains, extended boil for concentration, milk sugar for a bit of sweetness, and conditioned on Madagascar vanilla beans, toasted coconut flakes and untoasted coconut flakes, and cocoa nibs. It's rich, smooth, chocolatey, coconutty, unsatuous, delicious, and perfect balance. So we'll see how this goes. This is the first Aurora that I've had, and I'm going to pour it out here. So we've got a nice deep tan head. Not a super thick pour, but it's got a little something to it. Smells like a porter. Smells like a 7.5%er. It's got a little bit of a copper smell to it also.
So it's an imperial stout or an imperial porter?
No, so on the can it says it's an imperial stout. On the site they say it's an imperial pastry stout. In my mouth, it says it's a copper porter, and all I'm tasting is aluminum can. Oh,
I mean, if we're being honest, you never really know till you put it in your mouth.
yeah, you
Right,
really
ladies?
Don't. Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
Uh-oh.
Oh. I'm really hoping that's because it's cold. I'm really hoping it's because it's cold.
What's unpleasant about it?
It's very tinny. Oh, it tastes like an aluminum can.
Yeah,
honestly, that's what it tastes like. Oh,
Sometimes I'm into that. At least I don't mind a little bit of it, but when it's the only thing you're getting, that's like, why not just eat a battery then? Probably give you the same amount of buzz.
that's what it tastes like. That's what it tastes like, running my tongue across a 9-volt. Which don't get me wrong, on a certain night I might be into it.
Right. I mean,
no coconut.
I've put 9-volt batteries in a lot of places. I mean, it's kind of fun.
No coconut. No, it's not sweet. There's no chocolate. Absolute fucking miss. I'll drink it, but go for it. What do you got? That's disappointing.
Well, shit.
Disappointment in a can.
Well, I'm trying a new brewery here. Sorry, I was just catching up on chat here. I'm trying a new brewery to me. They're called Recluse Brew Works. They're out of Washington, in a part of Washington I never heard of. Washougal, Washington. Never heard of that.
That's a new one. Okay.
But anyway, this is a porter. It's their porter. They have a few. Their website is okay. It's fairly well done. One thing concerns me. If you scroll down on their homepage, if you scroll down, it says beer flavored beer for people who love beer. So that makes me wonder if it's not an actual beer, if it's more like a malt beverage that they flavored to taste like beer. Although I'm looking at the ingredients here on the can. I know. And I don't see an ingredients list here. So I don't know. They use words like we perfect every brew. We put our heart and soul into our brews. Well, malt beverages are brews. So I don't know if this is an actual legit beer or not. And I'll tell you what, I'm already disappointed because this is a porter. Porters are supposed to pour very dark brown to like jet black. And this poured more like a lager. It poured like a light brown. So I'm already a little bit weary here.
No.
Smells like a porter.
They do partner with guys like Cold Fire, so I would hope that's something good,
yeah.
But because Cold Fire is excellent, but
they're amazing. Yeah.
All right. Well.
Okay. All right. Here's my honest opinion. Not a bad beer. Not a bad brew, as they would put it. Not my favorite porter. It's only a 5.4. So, but I am getting a little bit of the chocolate that you like in a porter. I'm getting a little bit of the zesty bubbles that you get more in a porter than you would in a stout. So not a bad beer. I'm not displeased. I'm just a little bit weary that it's not an actual beer. It's a brew.
Is it? I'm sorry. What was the name of it again? What was the name of the beer?
That you got it right there. Recluse Porter, right there in the middle. Yep, that one. 5.4%. So this will help sober me up from that first monster.
Moose Man Porter, 5.4%, 2024 Silver Medal SIP Award. Best of the Northwest Beer Awards. Well,
it's not bad. I would buy a 6-pack of this. I feel like it needs more of a day in court than just one can. You know what I mean?
It's drinkable.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well that's still solid. That's okay. That's good.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all. And maybe I should just forget about the fact that they use the word brew all the time. Maybe this might be a legit porter because it's not bad at all. I am enjoying it.
So here's the red flag for me. Premium quality beer. If you have to say it.
Yeah, your quality, just let your product just stand on its own. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just let it fly. It's okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see how these go. I mean, it's very possible that mine won't suck by the time we get to the end of the night, or it'll be worse. And yours sounds like it's got some really good potential for being a year-round porter to go ahead and keep it back of the fridge. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm willing to give it a day in court. Again, sometimes we get caught in that little loop where we just try a beer for the first time and it's just that one beer and we hated it or we loved it. And the next time you have it, it might be the exact opposite experience. So
Right.
I'd like to give this one more than just my initial. I kind of went in a little. To follow that up with the Monkless just fucking
That's a
killed it.
hard follow. That's a
Yeah.
real hard follow.
So I'm giving some grace here. Maybe it's a way better beer than I'm giving it credit for. We'll see.
Look at you. Look at you.
I'm trying.
That's
trying.
That's very mature of you. Though,
Yeah.
you know, and I love, you know, I've been throwing around the word grace. Give him some grace. It's okay.
Yeah. Yep.
It's okay. Makes you sound very
Mature.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Benevolent.
Benevolent. I'm a benevolent
Yeah.
beer drinker.
There's the word.
Aaron
I'm a
brings up
benevolent
really
God.
Are you a benevolent God? Aaron does bring up a good point. Malt beverages are usually higher octane than that too.
True. No, I agree.
And they're usually
I
called.
think-
It should have been Mad Dog Porter or Mickey's Porter if it was.
Yeah, Mickey's. Oh, had my days with Mickey's. I like the little wasp, the hornet on Mickey's. I always liked that.
It's a good logo. It's a solid logo. It really is.
Yeah.
Let's pivot. Pivot.
Pivot.
Massive earthquakes all over the place. Go for it.
Oh, you're singing my song, brother.
We saw a lot of earthquake activity all over really literally all over the world, especially in Japan, South America, Venezuela, in Caracas. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake leveled the city in places. Like we were saying earlier, over 1,000 people already found dead, and they're thinking upwards of 10,000 people still missing. This is an impoverished nation. It's old. Infrastructure's terrible. It's a poor people. It's a communist nation again, and it's just absolute devastation. But it wasn't just Caracas. We had Japan. We had places throughout the Pacific. It was just unhinged.
Yeah, Indonesia. So listen, an average day on planet Earth has about 55 earthquakes on an average day. Okay, so the fact that there were this many earthquakes within 6 days is not it. That's not the concern. The concern is that so many of them were a 6.0 or higher. There were 6 of them that were higher than a 6 on the Richter scale, which is very concerning. The average monthly 6.0 or higher is 2, and we had 6 within 4 days. So that's the part where we get concerned, not the number of earthquakes, but how intense they were. Now, the video you're showing on the screen right now, there's something that happens before large earthquakes, that it is a huge energy release from the earth. And I'm not going to get into the technicalities. 1, because I don't understand them fully, and 2, because it's not relevant here. But basically, when you rub 2 things together, what do you get? You get heat. Well, that creates an electron release, and that electron release has to go somewhere, and often it goes up into the atmosphere. And so you get what looks like lightning strikes. And people have talked about this for years. With right before large earthquakes, they'll say, man, is there a storm gathering out in the distance? Because it looks like lightning. It's not. It's actually a huge energy release up into the atmosphere, which turns into photons and light that we can see. So this video you're showing was actually about 6 minutes before the big earthquake happened. It's in 40-second intervals. And there's a bunch of people out there that are like, oh, it's HARP, and they did this on purpose, and they're targeting. It's not. This has been well documented since in Japan, they would talk about the sky lighting up before large earthquakes back in the 1700s. This is not HARP technology. This is not the government causing these earthquakes. This is what happens. It's a natural phenomena. We receive a lot of energy from the sun, and sometimes we release energy back out. The earth lets go of some energy here, and that's what this is. But anyway, it's a huge pre-earthquake indicator, and often these lights will happen after a large earthquake too, as the earth kind of settles. But this one here, this video you're showing, was pre-earthquake, and which is why I say there were, and again, I'm not saying I told you so, but I did last week, I put out in our private chat, I said, hey, there are some conditions mounting here. I'm afraid of some pretty devastating earthquakes. And I initially said an 8.0 or bigger.
Pretty close.
But yeah, and the problem with this one is it was really shallow. so close to the surface, and it was in an area where they're not ready for earthquakes like this. They don't build for earthquakes. So it was, and it was two earthquakes. It was what they call a doublet. So it moved one way and then it settled back the other way. So you had a 7.2, and then about 2 minutes later, you had a 7.6. And buildings just can't really, like, worst case scenario. And again, that's why there's so many that are already dead and so many still missing. It's a really worst case scenario there. But the only thing I want to bring up, two things. One, we had a coronal hole stream that was, it was described as like a double whale tail on the sun. So you had like this thin center, and then on either end of it, running vertically, you had these two like Y-shaped shapes coming off of it. So it's like a double whale tail. And when you get coronal holes that aren't circular or somehow like symmetrical in that way, usually they don't cause a whole lot when they are symmetrical. But when they get in these weird shapes, like, that's when you got a lot of weird gravitational pulls when that coronal hole stream hits us. So the coronal hole stream hit at about 2100 GMT. The Japan earthquake and the two Venezuela earthquakes hit at 2200 a GMT, and then the coronal hole stream ended at 2300 GMT. So literally right in the middle of the coronal ejection, the coronal hole hitting us is when these earthquakes happen. So you can chalk that up to a coincidence if you like, but we have literally hundreds of instances of this when the sun sort of ejects a stream of plasma at us, not a CME. This is different. A coronal hole just ejects like a fire hose worth of stuff, as opposed to one big sort of blast. And that fire hose hit us, and right in the middle of that is when we had these earthquakes. So, and quite a few of them, not just those three. The other thing we had going on, and the reason that I even sent that message last week, was because we have a very peculiar planetary alignment right now. We've got Venus and Jupiter on one side of the sun from us, and we have Uranus and Mercury and a few others that Neptune that tend to look, these planets move our tides. So if they're moving water, that means they're also having some effect on our gravity and on our tectonic plates. So we have a very sort of interesting planetary alignment right now, which was already pulling our tectonic plates in odd ways. Then you get this coronal hole stream, and now, I mean, you see the results. I'm, again, calling my shot here. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I think that there's that doublet one that happened in Venezuela. One way released pressure, but then it built the pressure right back up when it went back the other way. So I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I don't think that we have seen the end of some 6-pointer or plus earthquakes here in the next couple weeks. And I hope to God I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong on this. So next week, all of you can say, I told you so, and I was wrong. But I really don't think, I think next week we're going to be talking about some more earthquakes. We just had another 6-pointer that hit Honshu, Japan, right before we went on air. I think we're going to see a lot more of these, and we've got your usual suspects. We've got Japan, the east coast of Russia, Alaska, and then, of course, Pacific Northwest up here where I live. Those are all under immense pressure. And really, even the San Andreas, we talked about that last week. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw something significant down there. The pressure's mounting. We have some very precarious and suspect sunspots moving in. If one of those shoots off a CME in the next 3 days, I'm telling you right now, we're going to have some more big earthquakes. We are primed for it. And yeah, so that's the update on space weather and how that influences what happens down here on Earth. I will tell you, if you go to the USGS website and look at it's really, really cool to look at the waves of seismic pressure and how we feel it. That one that hit down in Venezuela, you can watch it ripple across the United States from all the seismic areas that we have here. You can watch it. I'll find the video. It's hard to find on the USGS website. I will find it for you, of how that rippled up through Florida, up the East Coast, and then it eventually, actually, we got some good readings here of like a 3.0 earthquake here in Oregon, from that one down in Venezuela,
wow.
which is wild. I mean, that's crazy. So what happens in one place, it ripples everywhere.
Can we go back to the energy release that you were talking about? Because I haven't heard of that, and I'm not debating it, but I'm interested to understand, where is that energy release? Are we saying that that's coming right out of the ground? Is that just electromagnetic sphere that's erupting? If somebody's standing over that area, are they vaporized? That's kind of
no. That would be awesome if that happened, though.
I know.
Like, what a cool way to die.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Where's Bob?
No,
fuck. There he goes.
It's more akin to rubbing a balloon on your hair, and it builds up static electricity, and then you pull the balloon away, and what does your hair do? It stands up. So we have it, but times that times 20 billion, right? I mean, you have so many electrons rubbing together down in the tectonic plates. They interact with the atmosphere, which causes static electricity. And if you've ever been in a dark room and turned on a light or shocked somebody, you see an actual visual spark. You can see that happen. Well, this is that times a million, times a billion. And so that's what it is. It's basically static electricity being released because so much pressure is building up, so much friction's happening. And it tells you this friction's about to release. Because if you just put a balloon on your head, nothing happens, right? You have to rub it back and forth. You have to build up that charge. And then when it goes off, bang, you see the spark. Well, that's what happens right before an earthquake as well. And again, I'm saying that mainstream science has been studying this shit. There are literally thousands of papers documenting pre-earthquake signals.
We're actually a lot better at this shit than a lot of people want to admit. And I think
they don't think it's predictable.
Well,
yeah,
I think they don't want to panic people because they are somewhat predictable at this point. You have the science, you have equipment that actually measures things. And we have various different apps. You've got Sunweather app. I think I use a couple of different apps that I have that if these alerts were popping off all the time, one of two things is going to happen. People are going to be jumping out of windows thinking they're all going to die, or we're just going to stop paying attention to it at all. So I wonder if that's really why we're not going down that road. I think it's awesome. We can track what the Earth is doing. That's phenomenal. That's actual science. That's some cool shit.
Yeah.
But we don't embrace that. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and to your point, it's not 100% accurate. So yes, there could be a Chicken Little scenario going on where sky's falling, and everybody leaves the buildings and then nothing happens. I mean, that's very possible. On my end, as a citizen, as a living, breathing human, if there was some indication that an earthquake was about to happen in my area, I'd like to be outside for that. I wouldn't want to be in a high-rise building. I wouldn't want to be in a giant concrete structure. I mean, some of the video coming out of Caracas was fucking wild. I mean, everybody's got a phone in their pocket now, right? So as it's happening, you have these people running down these long stairwells because immediately the electricity goes out. So they're running down the stairwells because the elevators won't work. And the building is crumbling on top of them and around them as they're jumping over debris to get down out of a 30-story building. I would have wanted to know that before it happened, not as it's happening, right? So yes, there is a Chicken Little situation that could happen, but to your point, we've got ways to predict these things and are very, very accurate, within 80%, but it's not 100%, so people will ignore it. But meanwhile, they're willing to take a vaccine that's never been tested, and here, take a jab, good luck, woo-woo. It's crazy, bizarre.
Well, Fitz, I'm going to have to call bullshit on everything you just said.
I love this chick. Oh, I love her.
All right.
Do it.
Well, it's really climate change.
If you don't believe climate change exists, you're a fucking idiot. We have had 32 earthquakes within the past 24 hours, 18 of those being moderate to severe, and 2 of those being major and catastrophic. And both of the most horrific earthquakes hit Venezuela, reaching a magnitude of 7.2 and 7.5. Roughly 188 people have been found dead already, and they are still looking for more. If you would like to help out and donate, you can head to the International...
No, we're not going to give them any kind of go to my site and fucking give me money.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
bimbo, exactly. You know what? I'm so fucking over
Retard?
this.
Yeah.
Oh, she is absolutely retarded.
Yeah.
In every sense. In every way that I could possibly mispronounce the term retard. She's every bit of it. And can I ask you one bit? I don't have to go back and critique what she just said because it's fucking retarded. But who the fuck shaves in little pieces of their eyebrows? Okay,
Hey,
it's like I don't want a full eyebrow. I need to put a little. I need to take out. I really got to take out a 1/2 inch of eyebrow.
Okay.
So that it matches. So that my piercings and all, I create this vortex of fuck all on my face, along with my belly ring. If she would just shut the fuck up and start an OnlyFans or something, it'd probably be a lot better.
It's sports striping. Okay. And look, I know we've got a comment. We've got a comment in the chat that someone's daughter does that. So I'm not going to finish that statement. I'm just saying it's sports striping.
I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even going to post who said that in chat. Just know that our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yeah. And her claim is basically that climate change caused these. If you don't believe in climate change, then, here's all the proof. In a weird roundabout way, in ways that she has no idea, she's actually right. Okay. That the same symptoms that we're seeing with quote unquote climate change are exactly the same symptoms we're going to see with increased volcanic activity, which, by the way, Mount Etna showed some activity today. Yellowstone's been showing some very unique signatures this week, which, by the way, is a good thing. We want Yellowstone to vent every once in a while, so it's not a bad thing. But Yellowstone's been spewing lava and hot mud in places it doesn't usually. A Hawaiian, I don't think it's Kilauea, but one of the Hawaiian volcanoes also got active this week. Things are moving below us all the time, and more so right now. And those are direct correlations to the weakening geomagnetic field that we have going on, which is a documented fact. I'm not making this shit up. You can go look at it. NASA's tracking it very closely, and the billionaires are building bunkers for it. So something's happening. But in a weird way, she's actually right. She just doesn't fucking know she's right. She's too retarded to even know she's right. It's not the CO2 coming out of the back ass of your car that's causing earthquakes. Right.
No.
So, I mean,
nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. Yes, the climate is changing. Yes, the Earth is changing. The Earth is going through ebbs and flows and fluctuating. That's what it is. It's the sun and the Earth. It has nothing to do with how much AC or the fact that, oh, hold on, Fitz, we got to go to this. We got to go to this.
Okay,
Where is
let's do it.
Monsieur Renaud, Inspecteur Clement, efficacité énergique.
Please, come in.
Right out of Inglourious Bastards.
Wine? A beer?
Just water. You were in America. And how did you find it?
Big.
The Americans. Everything in excess. The portions, the trucks, the climate control. June 14th. 340%. The day you return.
My wife has been baking.
Baking.
Bread.
What kind?
Sourdough.
Monsieur Renaud? Are you hiding an air conditioning unit?
My son is 9. He could not sleep.
Show me. The heat will pass, monsieur. It always does. Stay cool.
Amazing.
Best AI video of the
So amazing. Seriously.
But wait, it gets better. So, to set the scene, if you haven't seen Inglourious Bastards, what was his name? Franz? Was it Franz? Franz walks in.
Christopher
Waltz.
Yes.
Walks in.
Amazing actor.
He thinks that this Frenchman is hiding Jews under the floorboards. He's a Nazi. And you can imagine what happens after that. But In this, it's the Nazi walks in and he crucifies the guy because he blows up, he kills the guy's AC because he's harboring an AC unit. The best part of this for me is that today this drops, Fitz. Heinrich Johansson. As a European, I am taking the climate pledge to not use air conditioning or other climate-destroying cooling devices. Americans hate how strong we are. They are coddled and rely on artificial cool air. Who else is taking the pledge with me? Let's save the planet. This is a European VC in the U.S.
Yeah. He's here.
Art imitates life. This is where we're at. Fucking phenomenal.
Well, and he puts out this tough talk, and meanwhile, you've got literally people dying in France, Belgium, and I'm not saying it's not hot, but it's hot. And you've also got a couple of cases. Remember what happened down in Cuba when Hassan went down there? Not Hassan. What the fuck's his? Yeah, Piker.
Hassan, Piker.
Yeah. Yep. He went down there and, he's talking about how there's no electricity in the city, but his hotel had it.
Yeah, exactly.
Same kind of things happening in Europe. You have these politicians who, the bottom 12 floors in the hotel.
Yes.
In other words, the peons, their AC's cut off, but they still have AC up in the top floors.
Yep,
this stuff is, and by the way, there was an actual study done in your hometown, buddy, my hometown, Hefe's hometown. In Phoenix, Arizona, they actually studied two things. One, the increased CO2 impact, and two, the increased heat impact from running air conditioners in a populated city area. Because AC units, they create cool air by pulling heat out of the house, right? It's like a refrigerator. So they radiate heat out into the atmosphere. So, the Europeans are claiming there's a lot of heat dispersal, so it increases the heat and global warming and all that. Hefe, I'm going to get to you in a second. I'm going to make this quick. The net increase in temperature in Phoenix, Arizona, by everybody running their ACs in the middle of summer is 1 degree Fahrenheit. 1 degree. Mm-hmm. And the CO output was negligible because, again, you've got businesses, you've got cars, you've got all this other stuff that's spouting CO2. There wasn't that much more going out just because of the AC unit. So their claim that it's increasing global warming is so ridiculously comical. It's not even funny.
Control point, though. It's a pressure point.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. The money grab.
And they are literally going door to door in Germany, taking people's AC units.
Taking people's air. Yes. What the fuck? Gestapo all the way.
Hefe, how's your...
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I got to deal a couple hands. It's kind of exciting.
See?
Yeah.
I told you it was going to be great.
Yeah, we're up around like $90 right now.
Woo!
Baby. All right.
That's more than I made tonight.
What kind of hands did you deal? Left, right?
Both.
Jobs?
Yeah, double
jobs?
fisted.
Little hand jobs?
Oh, yeah. The Hefe
the
special.
table kind of stuff? There you go.
Hefe hates hand jobs, by the way, everybody. Just
Oh, gosh. Oh, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Hey, did we mention my my big soccer parlay? Did we touch on that already?
We did.
We did.
Okay.
You're a fucking hero, man.
Actually,
Again.
Belgium is going to have a day for you. Your birthday.
Oh
is
my
going to be a
gosh.
national holiday. Yeah, they just called.
Yeah.
Belgium came up huge.
As they do.
We told them
they
that
do.
we'll give them Hannerhan if they would go ahead and give you a day, and they decide So Hannerhan, he's going to be going to Belgium. Can't help you. Sorry.
Yeah, well-deserved vacation.
We don't have to talk exact numbers here, but what was the multiplication on the payout? Was it 1,000x?
No, it was 40 to 1.
That's still amazing.
Substantial.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I've never seen an 11
wait,
payout.
sorry.
That's pretty awesome.
No, that was the smaller one that I cashed out. The big one would be what, 48 to 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
See,
specific.
we're talking real numbers here. I'm gonna next time I do it, I'm gonna do 1,000 to 1 just to see.
You should.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, they very similar bets, like I said, and the one I cashed the one because I was worried about Belgium killing both parlays, and I don't want to come up totally empty-handed. So, but hey, man, I'm totally fine with it.
Hey, there's a gentleman. His name is, what is it? Michael Phillips. He's 38 years old in North Carolina. And he's looking for donations to plump up his pecker. He says he needs about $6K. Can you donate?
Oh, yeah, the tiniest penis in the world or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. It's
I'll have to
crowdsourcing
figure
for
out.
cash.
First of all, he's named Michael Phillips after like the best Olympic athlete we've ever had, which is funny. Second of all, there's got to be a guy out in India or China with a smaller dick. There has to be.
Oh, sure.
Like, how do we know it's the smallest? And at what point does it become a clitoris? Like,
Yeah.
some trans dudes are like, they have to have a smaller penis, right? But it's actually a clitoris. What are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Lisa
Right,
said
exactly.
Bonnie Blue checked them all, so that's how you know.
Okay.
A point,
Fair enough.
38 inches dinger.
Man.
0.38?
Is that soft or hard?
That's got to be soft. Come on.
Is
By the way,
3 when it's hard?
that whole, I don't even remember now. Did we get to the whole summer penis thing last week?
Doesn't sound familiar.
No, we might need to hold that over, though, and really come back to that, so to speak.
I know we probably do, but I'm just saying the basic premise is that in the summer, men's penises are bigger, which it's a well-documented thing around my household. I'm not allowed to wear gray sweatpants during the summer. It grows with the heat. And I'm just wondering, was this taken in winter or summer?
Oh,
This measurement.
He's made
your
grand on this.
The missus lacks self-control there in the Fitz household or something.
The missus just politely asked. The way it was phrased is, if you're going to wear those pants, then it's on.
Oh my.
So it's like, okay, if I'm not in the mood, or like we got to do stuff, I got to change into some jeans or something.
So I feel like I need to go ahead and I'll repost this as part of the show on Monday. Somebody gave him $1,000 though. That was the top. The penis pump DRT live.
It's a penis pump company. Oh shit!
I think it's time to go for the farm report. Are you ready?
Yeah. We need this.
Let's get this done. All right, so we here at the Farm Report have been inundated with comments and complaints. Not about the scariness of our reporting, and not about Hefe's off-color remarks that need to be bleeped. No, the complaints stem from our lack of plant and foliage coverage. So, all I have to say is, be careful what you ask for. Have you heard of the gimpy-gimpy plant?
The gimpy plant. I knew a kid in high school.
No.
He limped around a lot, had a walk kind of funky, hunched over.
I think I knew that guy.
But not the plant.
Well, it's an Australian rainforest plant. This thing is covered in microscopic stinging hairs.
Oh.
So when a person brushes up against it, the hairs break off in the skin and inject a neurotoxin that causes intense pain. Damn. The hairs and the pain they inflict can last for years. Victims have described the sensation as being sprayed with hot acid and electrocuted at the same time. So, how do you treat it? So, number one, you do not rub or scratch the area, which I'm already out because if I have an itch, it's getting scratched. But if you do that, it'll break the hollow needles off in the skin, making them almost impossible to remove. 2, you apply hair removal wax strips. 3, you neutralize the toxins with diluted hydrochloric acid. And after all that, you take over-the-counter inflammatories or pain relievers and apply a cool compress. This plant has been known to lead people to commit suicide. Like one report said they jump off a cliff. It hurts so bad. So I'm not going to.
That's wild. Where did you say this was? Australia?
Yeah.
What is wrong with Australia? It is like the perfect place where nature has been like, hey, let's make all of the most venomous, most painful, most awful creatures on the planet and just let them run.
Yep.
That's nuts.
Yeah. I heard it's beautiful though, but
yeah, I've heard that too. And Australian women love Americans, but I'm scared to go there.
Well, that's your farm report.
You guys remember Beavis and Butthead when something horrible happened and both of them had that look on their face like, oh my God, what just happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you said
Mouth open.
people jumped off the cliff when they just, the hell with it, I'm just going to kill myself. It hurts that bad. That was the look on my face there.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. I had a jumping cactus embed itself into the side of my leg. We were doing Camelback Mountain.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm going to go off trail because I'm going to beat the person that I'm with because we were racing down. We hiked up and then we were going to race down. So I went off trail and I swear I barely brushed the thing, but those barbs, they grab. And it took probably 3-4 hours to get everything out of me, all the barbs pulled out. And the next, I'm going to say week, my leg blew up. It was inflamed. It was angry. There was pus. There was, I felt like when I would try and go to sleep at night, I'd have to put an ice pack on it. And when I put the ice pack on it, it felt like there was bugs crawling in my skin. So this is all to say, there was a few moments where I thought I could fucking end myself right now. I don't know if I can do this anymore. You just reach a point where you just can't function properly anymore because of the pain, because of the itch, because of the uncomfortableness.
Don't you just go find better drugs?
I was poor, so what can I say? But fuck, dude, it was intense, and it finally started to subside. And 2 weeks after the fact, it was fine. But I can't imagine getting a hold of this plant and it lasts for years. Are you kidding me? No, thank you. What's the fucking point?
Plants are fueled by hate. You gotta think about it. What do they have to go through to live, right? They're going to be eaten. Somebody's going to step on them. Something's going to happen. They're going to get torched.
They can't move.
They have to go through. No, they can't go anywhere. They have to go through inches and inches of dirt, and it takes forever to fucking get out of there. So yeah, when you get up, you know what? Here I am. Fuck you. And some of them, I get it. I fucking get it. And if they're in Australia, they're extra hateful.
Oh yeah.
For whatever reason, that place it breeds hatred.
Speaking of breeding hatred, the UK is fucking around with something that's pretty goddamn massive. Lisa called attention to this one. The UK is thinking about getting rid of peat, which is primary piece of Scotch whiskey.
Yep.
They're thinking about getting rid of it in the name of climate change.
God.
Can you imagine? That might start the Civil War. If the Rate Kings didn't do it, it's going to be getting rid of peat and whiskey.
Dude, you want to see some fucking Highland justice? The people that live up in the Highlands are going to literally come down in their fucking tartan kilts, their bagpipes blaring, with claymores strapped to their fucking assholes, and they are going to cut people in half if you try and take away their peat. That is a part of their culture. It's a part of their earth. It's a part of their people. You can't, that is, again, you talk about how the white man came in and culturally destroyed natives everywhere here on the new continent, right? North America, South America. And we did. And it's not okay. But now we're going to justify destroying another people's culture, literally what ties them to the earth. Their Celtic traditions in the name of a fake cult. of climate change. Unbelievable.
Are we? Okay, I'm not prepared to prove this scientifically yet, or I haven't done any research on this. I'm just going by feel. I'm just going by a trend. AC is a Western world thing, right? So blame
Luxury.
Whitey for it, right?
Yep.
It's a white thing, apparently.
Yep.
Whiskey, peat, white thing. Not enjoyed by the rest of the world, really. So let's go ahead and get rid of it. It's kind of a trend that's going in there. And I'm just pointing out stuff that's kind of weird. I'm not saying. I'm just calling attention to stuff.
And
That
by
might be
the
a
way,
thing.
peat is 100% natural. It's like saying that cow farts are killing the world. It's like cow farts are nature. Eating grass and hay is nature. That's what they're supposed to do. They've been doing it for millions of years. What the fuck are you talking about? Peat, those peat bogs have been around for millions of years.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, you crazy fucking idiots?
And, oh, yeah, it's a major heating source.
Yeah.
And you already don't have any infrastructure over there, right? You're already 90 degrees is already taxing your ability to live. So now, and we know you cut off gas during the winter to Europe. You got rid of your nukes. You don't have nuclear energy.
Yeah, that's the one that I keep coming back to,
saying.
especially for Germany. You know, they remember when they decommissioned all of their nuclear power plants for no reason. I mean, they never had a nuclear disaster. They never had any close calls. Everything was running fine, but they were like, in the name of, you know, environmental protection, which, by the way, nuclear is the cleanest form of power that we have right now. But in the name of the climate, we're going to shut down all of our nuclear reactors. And now they're going door to door and taking people's AC units because there's not enough power. I can't.
And
I don't know how you reconcile that in your fucking head, how that's okay. It's not.
And they're doing it because it's not aesthetically pleasing.
Fuck
They're
you.
actually, it's not just because of the AC using too much power, but it's also against their HOAs. The fact. Looked it up today. It's a fact.
Well,
yes, I'm proposing that climate change is just here to the whole climate scam is to just demoralize Western nations. Yes, I'm proposing that option.
Of course, I am 100% behind you, and you know, come with some facts and some receipts and prove us wrong, because I don't think we are. I think you're 100% correct.
Here, let's go to Ottawa because this is fun.
Quickly. In the other direction.
The chief outlining several examples, including officers allegedly using police databases to obtain information about women they encounter in public.
Externally, members are using our databases as their own way to meet women. Seeing a woman at a coffee shop, coming out of a gym, driving next to them, getting their license plates and running them on the system. We've seen members messaging vulnerable victims on calls that they've attended in an attempt to develop an intimate relationship.
The comments follow several recent incidents involving Ottawa police members, including an officer charged in an intimate partner violence investigation and another demoted for improperly accessing police databases.
This is a coordinated, systematic targeting of women. It's really predatory and it is extremely dangerous. We are.
If you thought MAID, where government-sponsored euthanasia wasn't enough, now the police are tailing you and finding out where you live so they can pick you up online. Thank you, Canada.
Number one, there's police have always used their power, and some police are corruptible, and so they've some cops in Boston or in New York or Chicago have, you know, gotten huge paydays because they use their power as a cop or as a detective or an investigator to take a bunch of drug money and claim it as their own or whatever, or it just went missing. We don't know where it went, and then they retire and go live in a house in the Bahamas. So corruption in any business is a fact. It's going to happen. So that's established. Secondly, who are the people that, and I say people, but who do you want being a cop? You want a strong, usually masculine figure, and I'm not saying a man, because it could be a really butch lesbian, you know, who just fucking works out all the time.
Just a dominating personality, an authoritative figure.
Yes, somebody who's going to take control of a out of control situation. That's who you want as your cops or your soldiers or whatever, right? So I don't know why we're surprised that this is happening. The problem is that the Canadian infrastructure, the government, has not put safeguards in place to protect these women. I'm not justifying. I'm not saying it's okay.
No.
I'm saying it's wrong on every level. I'm saying, why are we surprised? Well, you should have multiple layers of safeguards in place to protect women from horny cops, because most cops are horny because they're full of testosterone and they work out all the time, and they're there to to insert themselves into situations where they're not wanted. That's their personality, period.
They're having to deal with a lot of mental strain, and it doesn't always come out the way it should.
Right. So why are we surprised? Put some safeguards in place to protect people, especially vulnerable women. I mean, the way that she talked about it was like, well, you know, they're getting them coming out of the gym. They're getting them coming out of their coffee shop. Jesus Christ. Like, there's no safeguards for that? They weren't even victims of like a violent crime. They're just like showing up at the gym and being like, hey, baby, what the hell?
Okay. Chat just threw me a freaking curveball. Okay. I don't know if that's Aaron anymore. I should be a cop. I can be a Dom.
That's definitely Aaron.
That's
definitely Aaron. He's totally a Dom.
He already was. There's no can about it. The state of Kansas, Lisa, the state of Kansas had to pass a law about 10 years ago to make it illegal for law enforcement officers to have sex while on duty.
That had to be a law. I love it.
Come on.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, well, we're also living in the world now where we've got flock cameras. There was a story today. We didn't throw it on the dock yet because it just broke, but there is a veteran that went camera to camera, just tearing these fucking things down, destroying them, and he said, and his whole basis was they're infringing on my constitutional right of privacy. Which, yeah, I agree. I
agree too. It's a stretch.
I absolutely don't.
It's a stretch, but I agree.
This is where we are, though. Do you remember the very opening scene? I don't think it was the very opening scene. Maybe it might not have been the opening scene, but a V for Vendetta, the two cops and what's her name, Natalie Portman. They corner Natalie.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This is where we're at. This is very, very real. This is very, very real. Did you see the Montreal shooting this week? The Pornhub.
Yes. God damn it! I feel so bad for that female cop. People went off the rails with like, this is why we don't have female cops. Fuck you. No, it was a high stress situation. No, the guy came around the corner. She shot him. I don't blame her at all. I'm not saying I would have done anything different.
No.
But yes, the storyline is what's beautiful about this.
So,
because it was at Pornhub.
Leave it to Shane Gillis to break it down. Okay.
Yeah.
You could go out and you could read the story. Actually, no, that's not Shane Grillis. That's Shane Grillis. It's not even Shane Gillis. It's somebody else. But it was absolutely perfect.
Grills. Shane Grills. Yeah.
The Montreal shooting that saw an incel shooter at Pornhub headquarters who killed a Muslim cop whose female partner actually shot a random Israeli rabbi. Chaos. And that's the story.
Yeah. No, and that's exactly what happened. And here's the thing also that people don't.
I shouldn't be laughing. It's not
funny.
But that's what happened. That's what fucking happened. That's how ridiculous the world is now. That's actually satire.
But there's aftermath here. People are like, well, you know, the whole female cop thing, and they're like, she should be penalized and she should be taken off the force and yada, yada, yada. Okay, first of all, I don't think that woman has probably slept since that happened.
Probably not.
She's probably sat in the shower and cried until her body can't produce any more tears over what happened. She killed an innocent bystander, and she didn't mean to, and her life is ruined because of that. If she moves past this, she's a fucking hero. She's not somebody who we need to put up on a poster board and make an example of. Being a cop is hard, and it was a high-stress situation. You got a guy in fucking fatigues with an assault rifle. I shouldn't even use that term. With a rifle shooting at you, and some guy comes around the corner and you don't know who the fuck it is. I'd shoot him too, and then I'd feel like shit about it later. But it's what happened, and we need to give her some grace because she was doing her job and it fucked her. And that sucks. That sucks.
Hey, if you were going to go into Greenland and take Greenland over, what reason would you claim?
I know. Okay. I know where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
But look, my God damn it, dude. My grandfather built some nuclear weapons silos in Greenland back in the 50s, late 50s. And so if you ask me, I would say it would be to go in and make sure that those facilities are secure, that our nuclear weapons can reach wherever they need to reach in as little time as possible. And Greenland is a really strategic place. That's why I would go in. But
so I like that story a lot.
Yeah.
It's a really great Golden Dome type scenario, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? We're dominating. We're handling. We're owning the northern route, right, for the Arctic. Great.
But you have a better reason.
Great stuff. Yeah, the New Yorker says it's to save Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Sweet.
There it is. Woo!
There you go. That's the news, guys. That's your week worth of news.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Somebody told the New Yorker that taking over Greenland would secure shrimp fisheries
and lobster,
are natural.
Yeah.
Yep. And that would help keep Red Lobster open. Which, and please chime in here. Didn't Snoop Dogg buy the Red Lobster franchise? Somebody bought Red Lobster and was keeping it open because it's been dying for years. I mean, it's dying. Ours here in town is still open, but I don't know how because there's never anybody at it. Never.
It's
on a Friday night. That's what I'm saying. I think it was Snoop Dogg. I think it's drug money.
Didn't we establish the whole point, like the whole Red Lobster, and there's a lot of them, that the whole point in them being there was because it was, I think it was because of the real estate that it was owned. Wasn't that it?
Yes, it's definitely a real estate
I think
thing.
we covered that last year or the year before.
Yeah, we did. You're right. Because they're always in popular shopping malls. That's where ours is. Is Riverview Mall, right on the river, and it's in prime real estate. And across the street is BJ's, right, which is another corporate, brewery. And BJ's, you can't go there on a Friday night and not have a 45-minute to an hour wait. But right across the street, literally 2-minute walk, Red Lobster has nobody in it. You can walk in and sit down and there's nobody in there every Friday night. So I don't know how they're staying open. I really don't.
I ate a Red Lobster back in 1995, and I think I had a steak there. It was awful, and I'm not a fish guy. I'm not a lobster guy. I no interest. Not really. I'll fake it like no other, but no. I'm perfectly fine if it. Whoa, hold on. We got chat chiming in. Flavor Flav officially teams with Red Lobster.
Flavor Flav
after attempting to save the bankrupt chain on sushi. What beer are you taking to bed, Fitz?
Oh God, that Monkless. If I can find that again, here's the crazy part. My wife only buys from the the discount bin. Beers that didn't sell, they put them in this little crate off to the side. That's exclusive to where she goes to get her stuff. So I'm I'm thinking she probably got that beer for $3 or $4, which is
No
nuts.
kidding.
But I would have that beer around here 24/7. It was so good. So good. And I mean, the 11.6 ABV doesn't hurt, but regardless, it was refreshing. It was flavorful. It was really, again, Monkless does not spare any expense when they craft a beer. It was really well finished. I would have that one again in a heartbeat. I'm curious about Recluse Brewing here, Brewworks. I've never heard of them. This is a new beer to me. They didn't do a bad job with this porter. I feel like I gave them a bad start, but actually the beer is finishing nicely. I am enjoying this porter. So I'm willing to give them another day in court too, but nowhere near the magnitude of that Monkless. That thing's top 10 for me at this year so far. That was a really good beer. How about you?
I'm taking the sour, and I didn't like either beer.
Really?
Yeah, I still have two.
Wow.
I have one more of those, and I may see if how my wife likes those, just to see if maybe it was just me, because she likes dark beers and she likes sours too. So, well, I may go ahead and try. I may go ahead and send those and see what she thinks.
Yeah, she's got a decent palate.
Yeah, no, she totally does. The falling into place completely missed the style completely. It wasn't a pastry stout. It wasn't an imperial stout. It tasted like battery acid. Well, it tasted like
crazy.
It was very copper. I'm not gonna say it tastes like battery acid because I haven't had battery acid. But if you're tongue fucking a 9-volt battery, that's what it tastes like. Okay, go do it yourselves and don't. I'm not a professional. Don't do this at home, but you'll understand what I mean.
No, you're on to something
sour
there.
was better. The sour was better, but it was just a sour. It was very mundane, which sucks because I had really high hopes for this. What the hell was it? Beer Drop. I'll let my subscription go one more month, and we'll see. Apparently, I'm getting
I'm curious.
A German dark lager, a DIPA, and I don't know.
I think that's one of those.
We'll see.
That's one of those you have to kind of let it run its course. I mean, give it a few months. I mean, even the Beer of the Month Club that I sent you, or that you've gotten me for my birthday. Sometimes it's a strikeout. Sometimes they send you a beer that you just don't like, but overall, like the overall yearly experience is fucking awesome because you got to try some new shit you don't get here. So I would say give them a chance and just see where that goes. And by the way, I'm not going to say how I know this, but if you put a 9-volt on your anus, you can actually taste it in the back of your mouth. That's a fact. I'm not going to say go try it, but look it up if you want to consult Gruck. You can actually taste it in the back of your mouth. So I'm wondering if that beer wouldn't have been better as a suppository or a like an enema.
Wow.
I'm just wondering. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. That one's for Hefe, by the way. He loves a good beer enema.
And suppositories. He does.
Well, I mean,
that's what I hear.
Yeah.
RazorWireNews.com is the website. Please go there. Check us out. Subscribe. You guys already know where you guys can download us. We're everywhere. So go check us out. I'm Steve McShane.
I'm Fitz.
Think critically.
Act accordingly.
We'll talk to you soon.